So last time we talked about how to say I love, I hate, or I like, right? So we talked about these things, and we also talked about verb plus ing or verb plus noun. يعني بالنسبة للتركيبات هذه اللي هي love, like, don't like, hate, quite like. المجموعة دي كلهم يعني نقدر نستعملوا بعضهم. يا إما تقدر تقول مثلا I love reading اللي هي verb plus ing، ولا I love traveling، ولا I love cooking، ولا I love dancing, swimming، أي شيء بالing verb plus ing. Or you can say I love بعدها بتحط noun. I love rock music, I love spaghetti, I love hamburgers, I love jazz concerts, I love cruise ships, I love cats وهكذا. فهذا كان بعض الأشياء اللي تكلمنا عليهم المرة اللي فاتت. It says we don't use the to talk about things we like. Okay, هذه الملحوظة ما مريناش عليها المرة اللي فاتت. Can you read the, okay, so Kilani, can you read the first one, and then Rashid maybe can read the second one.
Okay, we don't use we don't use that to talk about things we like or we don't like in general. I love books in general. He doesn't like cats in general.
Okay, فالفكرة أعتقد واضحة. I think it's clear. الفكرة يعني ما تستعملش ذا لما بتتكلم بصفة عامة. If you like something or if you don't like something, don't use the. Okay, so this is the idea. Okay, Rashid, can you read the second point, please? The second tip.
We often use very much with the like. We put in after the noun or verb plus ing. I like reading very much, not I like very much reading.
Exactly. Okay. حتى هذه نقطة أعتقد واضحة أن كلمة very much يستعمل فيها بكثرة مع I like. الفكرة بس ما تستعملهاش قبل الverb plus ing. يعني دي ما خلاها في الآخر. Okay. So you can say I like swimming very much. I like hamburgers very much. I like cooking very much. إنك ما تقدرش تقول I like very much cooking. فهنا المشكلة هنا بس يعني في word order دي ما خلاها في الآخر. فهذه بعض الأشياء اللي ناقشناها المرة اللي فاتت. خلينا نرجع للدرس ونشوفه. So
أنا حتى بعد انتهوا.
هو كملنا حاجات بعد هذا كان.
would you like
كيف بدأنا في موضوع الانفيتيشن احنا ولا بالضبط would you like في المطعم. اللي هي هنا كيف تتكلم I'd like, can I have، صح ولا؟ اللي هي requests and offers حتى هم تكلمنا عليهم. Would you like to order? I'd like a bottle of water. Can I have the bill? هذه كلها تعتبر طرق للrequest وللoffer، صح ولا؟ اوكي، فهذا تكلمنا عليهم حتى هم. ايضا كيف بدأنا اللي هو في قصة الcountable والuncountable كانت آخر شيء تكلمنا عليه، وأنا كملنا الليست هنا وتكلمنا على different breakfasts اللي هو typical breakfast in Japan, a typical breakfast in Spain and in England. هذا تكلمنا عليه. تكلمنا أيضا عن الcountable والuncountable، وشفنا اللي هو في آخر الكتاب شفنا rules ideas. هي طبعا هنا في مراجعة تعتبر فيها نقاط مهمة. So here خلينا نشوفه اللي هو قال لك write the words from one in the table, write the singular and plural. تمام. زي ما اتفقنا أن هنا singular توم نكتبوهم نديروا كل واحدة فيهم نجمعها. فعندنا a biscuit biscuits, an apple apples، بعدين عندنا
a toast،
عندنا toast،
a sausage،
a sausage sausages، صح؟
an egg،
بعدين عندنا an egg eggs،
a vegetable،
عندنا a vegetable vegetables،
a banana،
a banana بالضبط، a banana bananas. نقدر نقوله مثلا a fish fishes، لكن fishes عادة ما يستعملوها في الأكل. في سياق الأكل عادة we don't say fishes. شو ثاني يا راشد شو نقولت؟
bread.
كافي.
bread حتى هي عادة uncountable. coffees. coffee طبعا لو استعملتها cup of coffee صح. هم عادة انك يستعمل فيها I'd like a coffee. Would you like a coffee? عادة انه يسألك مرات الجرسون في المطعم Would you like a coffee? Yes, I'd like a coffee. ففي الحالة هذه يمشي حالها coffees يمشي الحال. لكن عادة لو بنتكلموا على الكوفي اللي هو البن of course uncountable. اللي هو زي الرايس زي الواتر oil هذول كلهم يعتبروا uncountable. اوكي فخلينا نشوف هنا الفكرة يعني في القاعدة استعمالها. قال لك look at the table اللي هو بعض الإجابات اللي جاوبنا عليها توا. Choose the correct word in these rules. Okay. So the first rule خلينا نستعمل اللي هم الcountable. خلينا نكتبوا منهم هذول. اوكي طلعت هنا غير باش نكتب so I can write. اوكي هنا خلينا نسجله. So we have بالنسبة uncountable we have jam for example, we have cheese. شنو تاني عندنا في uncountable؟ أي حاجة ما تقدروش تجمعها نكتبها. Okay, can you think of other ones?
Fish.
Yes.
Toast.
Correct.
Toast.
Soup.
Correct. Yes.
Orange juice.
Correct.
Cereal.
Right.
Bread.
Right. Correct. Orange juice.
Cheese.
Bread. Cheese كتبناها. قلتوا لي toast.
Tea.
tea صح.
توست مكتوبة.
توست مكتوبة. كتبناها مرتين توست. You're right. tea. Fruit. Meat كتبناها. What else? Jam كتبناها ولا؟ كتبناها jam.
Soup.
نعم. Soup. صح. Soup is correct. We need to write soup. Coffee. You're right. أنا أدخل واحدة فضلت بس. Just one's left. Milk. Cereal. صح. Okay, very good. Cereal. هيك نكونوا كتبنا all the uncountable nouns, the uncountable words. Okay. Let's write the countable ones. So we need to write the singular and we need to write the plural. بس قدروني أعطوني دقيقة نبي نشوف الرسائل لأن ممكن في زملائكم ممكن حصلوا ما خشوش على الرابط أو. Okay, so just give me a second, just 1 second, very quickly. نديروا orally, نديروا شفوي. Okay, أنا عندنا biscuits, an apple, apples. وبكريكة جاوبتوني شو قلتوا لي تاني؟ بالنسبة للcountable توني نسأل فيكم. sausages صح؟
Eggs.
an egg, eggs. تو أكيد درتوا لي 3 اللي هي bananas, sausages, an egg, eggs. What else?
A vegetable.
Vegetables. Correct. صح.
Fruit.
A fruit هي حتى هي تمشي بالشكل هذا لكن مرات تمشي حتى uncountable fruit صح ولا؟ fruit تقدر تديرها بصفة عامة. مثلا لو قلت I like fruit هنا أنت تستعمل فيها لا هذه لما تتكلم بصفة عامة in general عادة هيك ولك ديما نستعمله ما نستعملوش لذا لآن. I like biscuits حتى لو countable أنت حتستعملها من غير article يعني. fruits. I have a fruit. I have a vegetable. Fruits و vegetables عادة نستعمل فيهم uncountable أكتر. هي حتى تو اختفى الكتاب. أوكي تمام أنا ما فيش حد حاول يدخل. shit. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, okay, let's go back. Okay, let's write the countable. So we have قلت لي a banana. Hannah, are you there? هنا اختفت. Okay, بعدين عندنا an egg, eggs. Then we have شنو تاني عندنا؟ a sausage. And then we have sausages. Then we have قلنا vegetable صح ولا؟ A vegetable, vegetables. A vegetable and vegetables. طبعا زي ما ياخذنا في القاعدة أن sometimes some words are both countable and uncountable depending how you use them. But let's do the rules first. خلينا نكمل الرولز هنا ونشوفوا البرنامج بعدين. So can you read the first 3 tips about countable nouns, Rashid, and then Kilani can do the other ones. Okay, you can start, Rashid.
Countable nouns can it be
plural? What do you think?
Plural.
Can or can't, in your opinion?
What's mean of plural?
Plural is the opposite of singular. It means more than one. This is the meaning of plural. So can ولا can't? What do you think? What do you think, Rashid? Let's check the list. شوف الليست اللي عندك بالنسبة للcountable. Can we use them in plural or not? What do you think?
Can.
Correct. You're right. We can. لأن عندنا biscuits, عندنا apples, bananas, eggs. أنا هذا كلهم يعتبروا plural جمع. Okay. So can't. Sorry, مش can't. Can يعني.
Can.
They can. Okay. Can you read the second tip, please, Rashid?
We use, don't use or a or an with the singular countable nouns.
ما طبعا عندك singular countable nouns اللي هم في الجهة اليسار اللي هو زي a biscuit, an apple, a banana,
we
an egg.
use.
Very good. بالضبط. أنا لما تبدأ مفرد ومعدودة countable حنستعمله ال يعني أو an. Very good. Okay, the last point.
We use or don't use a or an with the plural countable nouns.
Okay, so this list هم اللي عندك اللي هم biscuits, apples, bananas, eggs, sausages, vegetables. هذول اللي يتكلموا عليها. Do we use a or an or we don't use? لما يبدو plural.
Don't use.
Correct. صح. لاحظ لأن القائمة كلها ما فيهاش ولا؟ So we don't use a or an. Okay, very good, Rashid. All right, the next 2 points about uncountable nouns. Kilani, what do you think?
Are usually plural.
Correct. Are you sure?
Aren't because sometimes usually لو كانت always حتكون aren't.
هما طبعا هنا usually عادة usually ديما يقصد بها في العادة يعني غالب الوقت. مثلا من الأمثلة هنا عندنا هل في واحدة منهم plural? Can you see one of them which is plural?
vegetable.
ممكن vegetables ممكن تمشي plural لكن الثانيات كلهم ندوي لك على uncountable يعني. بالنسبة للuncountable احنا طبعا تو نهدز على uncountable راح احط في بالك. We're talking about the uncountable.
أيوة السلام عليكم.
Hi نجاة عليكم السلام. Okay, we have a question for you. Okay. Kilani, can you ask her please? شوفوا بالك ممكن تزبط تتفكر القاعدة.
Okay, uncountable now are or aren't usually plural.
Aren't usually what?
Uncountable now
Uncountable. Okay.
are or aren't usually plural.
Aren't usually
Plural.
what?
Plural.
Plural. Give me an example.
Okay, can you see the list? Can you see the list of words on the right side? Milk, rice, jam, cheese.
No.
Okay, these are uncountable. What do you think?
Yes.
Are they usually plural or not plural?
Not plural.
I agree with Najat Kinana. I think she's right. They're usually they're not plural because they don't have s's. Do you see? We don't say meats, jams, breads, right? So it's I think she's right. Okay. Next point, Kinani. What do you think?
We don't use or an a or an with the uncountable nouns.
I agree. I think you're right. We don't. Because we just say cheese, bread. You can say, I have cheese, fish, and orange juice. I have some bread. I don't have any tea. I have a little bit of cereal. But we don't say ar or an, right? So this means your answer is correct, okay? So very quickly, let's review these general rough rules. So the first one, it says countable nouns can be plural. So if you have a countable noun, it means you can make it into plural. An apple,
You
two.
just
Put an S. We started at 8:30, maybe 8:35 we started. What, were you busy or did you forget about your lesson?
I was out.
I see. No, we just started, I think, maybe 8:35, 8 something. And we just did a quick revision for our last 2 lessons. And then we started here where we stopped. We talked a little bit about countable and uncountable nouns. And then we did the rule together, Rashid and Kilani, so they did it together and then you came. Okay, so countable nouns cannot be plural. Sorry, countable nouns can be plural. A banana, bananas. An egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs, 5 eggs, a lot of eggs. So you can make it plural. We use a or an with singular countable nouns. So you have to say an egg, a sausage, a vegetable, a fruit. Apples are a fruit, maybe. Okay, fruit and vegetables أعتقد يمشوا الزوز. They can be both countable and uncountable. I have vegetables, I have fruits. يعني تقدر تديرها هيك اوكي. لكن بالنسبة لي egg ما تقدرش تقول I have egg. تقدر تقول I have eggs, I have an egg, I have bananas, I have a banana, right? فلازم ندير لها يا بتحطها plural يا بتحطها في singular. لكن بالنسبة لفروت و vegetables في العادة يستعملوا فيهم هيك have. They say I have vegetables, I have a lot of vegetables, I have some vegetables, but I don't have fruit. فيستعمل فيها كأنها uncountable. Okay, so Then it says we don't, of course, we don't use a or an with plural countable nouns. أكيد هذه لأي noun we don't use a or an if it's plural. So we say books, pens, cars. We don't say a. Then we have, what do we have? Uncountable. So uncountable nouns are, they aren't usually plural, they aren't. And then we have uncountable nouns, we don't use a or an. Okay, I think this is clear. Yes?
Uncountable can't be plural.
They cannot, no. Aren't plural, uncountable. لاحظهم كلهم في الليست. شوفهم. شوف فيهم الأكل. Can you see them?
Yes.
Milk, rice, oil, water, jam, coffee, tea. There's no S.
Okay.
So this means they're not plural. If there's no S, so it's not plural. All right?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's go to خلينا ندير check سريع. هو شفناها المرة اللي فاتت لكن let's check it again very quickly. اللي هو السمري. خلينا نشوف السمري in page 129 very quickly. 129. اوكي هنا اللي هو عندنا countable uncountable. خلينا ندير لكم zoom. alright so countable هذا نفس الكلام فيش حاجة جديدة. اوكي the tip. هذه التip اللي ممكن تهمنا شوية. هنا are you there؟ تسمع فينا هنا؟ هنا is mute. Okay, Najat, can you read the tip, please?
Some nouns can be countable and uncountable. I like coffee. Uncountable coffee in general. Can I have a coffee, please? Countable, a cup of coffee. نقدر نستخدمها بزوز.
Correct. Do you have some? Can I have a fruit? Can I have a fruit? ممكن حتى الفروت تقدر تديرها بنفس الكيفية لأن في العادة هي fruit uncountable.
common ولا؟ Common uses.
بالضبط تعتبر لأنها common. خلاص الناس تعودوا a coffee لما تقولي a coffee في مطعم in a cafe. Of course you mean. Of course, exactly. Of course you mean a cup. You don't mean the ground coffee اللي هو المطحون. أكيد أنت تقصد طاسة. فخلاص خشت للغة بدت a coffee. فيش داعي تقولي cup يعني. باقي أعتقد باقي الأفكار نفسها بالضبط اللي شفناها فوق. ما فيش حاجة جديدة. Nothing new. So we can go back and do some exercises. All right, so here we have exercise 6. Okay, this is a nice exercise. هذا يدلنا revision للأفكار كلها كنا نقولها. So here you have 3 options. خلينا نديرو let's circle the 3 options. You can use a, or you can use an, or you can use nothing. Okay? لما تستعمل هيك بمعنى nothing نستعمله شيء. Okay? Do you get the idea?
Yes.
All right, so number 1, of course, I often have rice with my main meal because rice is uncountable, right? So we don't use anything. We don't say a, we don't say an, we don't say nothing. All right, so number 2, Rashid, can you do number 2?
My friends and I often go out for
هادو الأوبشنز اللي عندك فوق يا إما عندك A يا إما an يا إما nothing. كل واحدة بتستعملها بتقولي علاش طبعا. What do you think?
burger.
What do we use for burger? Is it أول حاجة أنت بتخمم is it countable or uncountable? لو countable. Okay, كيف تعرفها countable؟ تقولي how do you know it's countable? Countable of course means you can count it. صح ولا؟ معناها تقدر تعدها. لو الحاجة countable مجرد تعدها مثلا 1 burger, 2 burgers, 3 burgers, 5 burgers, 10 burgers. هل تقدر تدير هيك لبرجرز ولا ما تقدرش؟ هل تقدر تديرها صح كلامك، تقدر تديرها لبرجرز، لكن هل تقدر تديرها لرايس؟ تقدر تقول 1 rice, 2 rices, 3 rices? No. So this means rice is uncountable because you cannot count it, right? You can't count it. But burgers, can you count it? Can you count them?
Yes.
Yes. So what do you use? أنا أعطيها لك، هل هي singular ولا هل plural اللي أعطيها لك الصيغة؟ هل مفرد ولا هل جمع؟
مفرد.
Correct. صح. Singular. And what do we use for singular?
A. Burger.
Very good. The answer is correct. Okay. So we say for a burger. Let's write a. Okay. Can you read it again? Number 2, Rashid.
My friends and I often go out for a burger.
Right. Nice. Okay. Najat, you can do number 2. 3, I mean.
I always have toast and jam for breakfast.
Very nice. Okay. So you didn't use anything, right?
Yes.
Why?
Uncountable.
Very good. That's why. Okay. Kilani, you can do the next one.
My family hardly ever eats soup.
Okay. What did you use?
Nothing.
Good. Why?
Because soup uncountable.
Nice. Very good. Okay. Number 5, Rashid.
We don't eat vegetables every day.
Very good. Why did you use vegetables? Why did you use nothing?
Vegetables countable and uncountable.
لكن في انت جوابك الاول صح، هو countable لكن بالضبط صح ولا يا راشد؟ It's countable but it's plural here. صح ولا؟
صح.
جمع. طبعا plural زي ما اتفقنا معناها جمع، لما تلقى كلمة plural يقصد جمع. So here we use it in a plural form, so it's we don't need a or an. Okay, Najat, number 6.
I sometimes have an apple in my break.
Okay, الصوت يقطع حبة.
ضي هارب.
Okay.
An apple.
Okay, good, correct. Okay, Kilani, the last one.
I usually have cheese. Cheese.
Good. So you don't use anything for cheese, right?
Yes.
Like a cheese sandwich.
لكن هنا عندنا ساندويتش صح ولا؟
cheese.
Cheese sandwich.
Good. مثلا فرضا ما فيش ساندويتش.
Nothing.
Very good. لكن عندنا حط لك ساندويتش. The sandwich is countable ولا؟ One sandwich, 2 sandwiches, 3 sandwiches, many sandwiches. So we have to use an article. Yes. A cheese sandwich for lunch. Okay, now in part B, they want us to make the sentences that we just read here. They want us to make them true for you, for us, change the underlined word if necessary. Okay, so here the idea, they want you to say these sentences again, or make sentences, but this time they need you to change the underlined words with something that's true for you. For example, I often have rice with my main meal. So maybe this is not true for me. So I can say, I often have chicken with my main meal. Or I can say, I often have meat. Or I often have pasta. Or I often have an apple. Or a banana. Or anything. Okay, do you get the idea? So this means we only want to change the underlined word with something which is true for you. But if it's true for you without change, no problem. You can say it in the same way. Just say, I always have toast and jam for breakfast. If this is true for you, then you don't need to change it. Okay? You get the idea? وضحت الفكرة هنا السؤال هذا.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so let's hear. Okay, Kilani, would you like to read all 7 examples? Of course, you can change them and talk about things which are true. But if it's true, you can leave it, of course.
Okay. I often have rice with my main meal.
Mm-hmm.
My friends and I often go out for a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I always have an egg and coffee for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
My family hardly ever eats pasta.
Okay.
We don't eat fish fruit every day.
Oh, sorry, we don't eat
We don't eat fruit
fruit. Okay.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes have an apple in my break. I usually have a tuna sandwich for lunch.
Very nice. That's good. All right, that's good. Okay, Najat, would you like to do the same thing?
Okay, try.
Okay, go ahead.
I often have
I often have.
pasta with my main meal.
All right.
My my friends and I often go out for ice cream. An ice cream.
For an ice cream. For ice cream. I think ice cream for an ice cream. My friends and I often go out for ice cream. For an ice cream.
For ice cream without
أعتقد
anything.
تمشي زوز ولا؟ My friend and I often go out for 2 ice creams, 3 ice creams, for an ice cream. I think
for ice cream.
Uncountable.
I think uncountable أحسن يعني ركيكة شوية لو نقولوا ice creams لو نجمعها ما أعرفش تحسها غريبة فممكن اللي هو كيف درتها المرة الأولى هي دي صح الطول.
Okay.
All right.
3. I always have a cup of coffee for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
My family hardly ever eats
Something that you don't eat at home.
We eat everything.
Maybe something they don't like a lot at home.
Chinese food.
Oh, good example.
We don't eat meat every day.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes have a bottle of water in my break.
Okay. ولو ما استعملتيش bottle شو تقول؟
Glass.
من غير glass.
Water.
استعمل معها حاجة. You use anything with water.
Some water.
Do you have to use some?
Yes.
Why?
Because uncountable.
But can I say I sometimes have water in my break?
Some water.
Without some. I sometimes have water in my break.
نقدر نديرها عادي.
Yeah, why not? You can do it, no problem. Because water, like you said, صح انت قلتي uncountable. Water من غير glass ومن غير bottle ولا من غير liter. من غير some لا يعني السم هو سم مش حيخليها countable لكن هذوك يخليها لما تقولي a glass of water, a bottle of water, you change water from uncountable, it becomes countable. But if you use some, it's better, maybe it's a little better than without some, but it's still uncountable. Some water, right? Okay, good example. Number 7.
I usually have for lunch. I always eat out.
Okay, so think.
Fast food for lunch.
Good. I usually have.
Fast food for lunch.
Good. And fast food is uncountable, right? So we don't say a or an. I usually have fast food for lunch.
Fast food. Okay.
Oh, good. All right. Okay. So now we have Rashid. Okay. Tell us about your eating habits, Rashid.
I often have pasta with my main meal. My friends and I often go out for coffee. I always have
for breakfast. What do you usually have?
toast and egg for breakfast.
Good. Toast and, can you repeat it?
Toast and egg.
Are you sure? How do we use egg? You can do it in two ways. So egg, is it countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Good. Correct. So it's countable. So what do we use for countable singular and what do we use for countable plural?
Singular and.
Very good. And plural?
Eggs.
Correct. It's up to you. If you want to use singular, okay. If you want to use plural, okay. So you should say, I always have toast and
eggs for
good.
Breakfast.
Good. Or I always have toast and an egg. حتى يمشي الحال. لكن ممكن الأولى متاعك أحسن شوي. Eggs ممكن أفضل شوي. Good. Good. Okay. Number 4.
My family hardly ever eats
Hardly ever. What is something that your family doesn't like to eat? Think of something that you rarely eat. Like what? حاجة ما تاكلوش فيها قلبك.
Indomie.
Indomie. Okay. So my family hardly ever eats Indomie. Or noodles. You can say noodles, right?
Right.
My family hardly ever eats noodles. Indomie يعتبر noodles. Okay. Good. Number 5.
We don't eat fish every day.
Okay. Number 6.
I sometimes have watermelon in my break.
Good. Can you repeat it again?
I sometimes have a watermelon in my break.
Watermelon. A watermelon. Sometimes I have watermelon. A watermelon. Okay. هنا أعتقد الزوز يمشي لكن في فرق في المعنى. What's the difference in your opinion? لو قلنا I sometimes have watermelon in my break, or if we say I sometimes have a watermelon in my break. What do you think the difference is, Kilani and Najat?
Would you like to repeat?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Do you know melon? Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yes.
Yes.
I heard like mineral water.
No, watermelon. I'm going to repeat Rashid's example. Okay, it's a nice example. He said, I sometimes have a watermelon in my break. So this is correct, grammatically correct. But there's also another option. He can say, I sometimes have watermelon without a. I sometimes have watermelon in my break. Both of them are grammatically correct, but I think there's a difference in meaning. What do you think the difference is? between a watermelon and between watermelon? What do you think, Najat? Do you think there's a difference?
I think no.
Kilani, what do you think? Do you think it's the same? A watermelon or saying watermelon?
A watermelon, just one fruit.
Okay, good. Exactly right. Just one. صح ولا؟ Ba. Watermelon without a?
Maybe some of it, maybe all, eat it all. We don't know the amount, how he eats.
Very nice. That's correct. That's the right answer. So when you say a watermelon, it means one watermelon. And how big is a watermelon? Is it small or big?
I don't know.
No.
Watermelons. شنو هو الواترميلون؟
دلاع.
دلاع.
بالضبط دلاع عشان ما تعرفيش حجمها big صح ولا لا؟
في small على حسب.
في small هو في دلاع
في
small.
medium في minimum.
No, usually watermelons are huge. They're big. بصفة عامة يعني مش هتلقي مثلا دلاع بحجم اورنج زي هيك بحجم ليمة
مش اورنج اكبر شوي.
Okay, but you get my idea. So a watermelon in general is maybe a little big for one person, right? فالفكرة هنا رغم انه grammatically زوز صح يعني إجابته سواء.
بتقول برج شو معنى؟
تقدر تقولي piece. I sometimes have a piece of watermelon ولا some ولا هيك يقولها هيك حاف زي المثال هذا اللي هو I sometimes have watermelon. زي ما انت جاوبتك كان ممتاز لما قلتي we don't know the amount. هو بالضبط هو هذه الفكره لما انت تقولها من غير احنا حنفهموا ان كميه وخلاص طلع منها وخلاص. لكن لما تقول a watermelon يفهم انك كملتها انت الواترميلون بروحك هذيك معناها كانك قلت بالليبي خديت دلاعه مش خديت دلاعه شويه خديت دلاعه كامله يعني. You get the idea?
Yes.
It's a small difference.
Good explanation.
ما هذا لما قال watermelon أنا تخيلت راشد يكمل في الدلاعة كلها بروحه بيمسحها مسح فقلت بالك بشكل قصده بالك خدي منها شوية يعني maybe a little bit رغم أن الإجابة صح يعني في الحالتين من ناحية نحوية it's okay you can say watermelon or a watermelon. All right, very nice example, Rashid. Okay, the last one, Rashid.
I usually have fruit for lunch.
Nice, very good. I usually have fruit, uncountable, so we used fruit without anything. Nice. Okay, so here, let's move on. So this is the idea, how to talk about countable and uncountable. Okay, so here it says, I really like eggs. Oh, I hate them. Me too. I love coffee. I hate it. Imagine. Okay, let's try this number 7. Okay, so I'd like you to talk about هنشوفوا كنا نقدر نحط 2 pages next to each other. هنشوف. بتمشي مع الصفحة اللي بعدها. We don't want that. We want them on the same page. Okay, so the idea I want you to use oh, I hate them. Me too. Oh, I hate it. So the idea here, I want you to talk about food. If you agree with your friend, for example, Rashid will say, I like watermelons, or I like watermelon. And if I agree, I will say, me too. But if I disagree, I will say, oh, I don't like them, or oh, I hate them. Okay, so you want to think of your five favorite foods. Okay, your 5 favorite foods, and then we'll see your friend or your classmate if he agrees or she, and if they disagree. Okay, do you get the idea? So, for example, Rashid, you could tell us about 5 foods or 5 things you like. Food, of course. Eggs, sausages, meat, chicken. Talk about anything. and Najat will tell us what she thinks, if she likes it or if she doesn't like it. Okay?
I really like fish.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I hate
Hate.
Mm-hmm. What do you hate, Rashid?
Chocolate.
Do you hate chocolate, Rashid?
no.
You don't have to say hate. لو ما عندكش حاجة تكرهها، مرات في حالات زينة حتى أنا ما عنديش حاجات نكرهها في الأكل. So you can just say the things you like. I really like, I love. صح ولا؟ مش ضروري تستعمل hate. Okay, so you really like fish. Okay, that's number one. Think of other food, other things.
I really like chocolate.
What?
He said,
Oh,
I
you
really
really
like chocolate.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. So chocolate is okay. So she doesn't love it, she doesn't hate it.
Yeah.
Something else? Can you think of something else, Rashid?
No.
All right, okay. So Kilani, it's your turn. And Najat will also comment whether she agrees with you or not. And you can talk about many things. You don't have to talk about 2 items. You can tell us a little more about food.
Like what?
Tell us, for example, I really like chips. I really like pizza. I really like burgers. I really like sausages. I really like, or you can say, I don't really like fish. I don't really like bread. Or you can say, bread is okay. Or chocolate is okay. So you can talk about them in different ways. يعني بتعبر عن مدى حبك أو عدم حبك للفود. وتقدر تتكلم اليوم على نفس الفود اللي في الليست. وتقدر تزيد عليهم طبعا تسمي حتى وجبات.
Okay.
Couscous, whatever, Bazine. Talk about Libyan food, Asban. If you want to, you can talk about Libyan food.
Okay.
And Najat will tell you whether she agrees with you or whether she disagrees.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I really like rice.
Me too.
Coffee is it's okay for me.
I love coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I love yogurt.
I hate any kind of milk product.
Mm-hmm.
I like. You really like fish.
Yes, I love it.
I hate cheese.
What do you hate?
I hate cheese.
Cheese.
Me too.
Do you really hate cheese?
Yes.
Kilani also, you hate cheese.
Yes.
Oh, that's strange. Cheese is the best thing in the world. I think cheese is very nice. All right, okay, good examples. Okay, so the idea here, they want you to mix between talking using countables and uncountable nouns. Also, they want you to use like, love, hate is okay, hey, really like. So they want you to use these words. Okay, so let's move to the next exercise. Now this one is nice. Number 8, they want you to imagine. They want you to imagine a perfect breakfast. Okay, so what do they mean here by perfect breakfast? What do you think it means when we say imagine a perfect breakfast? Is this a real breakfast or not a real breakfast?
Real.
It should be real.
But it says imagine.
Yes.
So
No.
So can you imagine something real?
Maybe.
We can. Why not?
Yeah, maybe we can. But here the idea, of course, it's you can make it real, right? If you want to, but here they just want you to imagine it. Okay, they want you to imagine this breakfast, and in this breakfast you should say where you are. So maybe you can choose the location. You can also choose what time it is. Is it an early breakfast, maybe a late breakfast? You can choose exactly the time. You can choose the person with you. Who are you with? Of course, you can choose imaginary people, right? Because this is an imaginary breakfast. So for me, for example, who are you with? I can choose, I don't know, maybe Queen Elizabeth or Albert Einstein or someone, right? I can choose anybody because it's imaginary. Do you get the idea? It's an imaginary exercise. And what do you have for breakfast? So you can also think of anything you want. Do you get the idea?
Mm.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So if you want, I can give you a minute to prepare a few ideas if you like. But if you want to start directly, no problem. Would you like a little bit of time to think? Okay, because your answer, it should cover these 4 parts. It should cover where you are, so you have to think of a location. Maybe a different country, maybe a different city, maybe a different planet, right? And you have to think what time this breakfast is, so you also should think of the time. Another thing you should think of is who you're with. Are you having this breakfast with someone? And what do you have for breakfast? You have to also include the menu or the things that you will have for breakfast. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
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 All right, who would like to start first?
Me.
Okay, go ahead. But before
Okay.
you start, Najat, just give me 1 second just to check
Okay.
the messages. Okay, let me check very quickly. Today, Samiha is not here, and also Hina is strange. Okay, but you can start. Telling us, Najat. Okay.
A little bit sad.
Sorry.
A little bit sad.
It's a sad imaginary breakfast.
Yes.
Why is it a sad?
Because, I miss my dad.
You miss your father.
Imagine I have a breakfast. My father home.
Did he pass away?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear about that. But you can tell us about an imaginary breakfast with him, okay?
With my sister and brothers.
Okay.
My mom and father.
Mm-hmm.
And we all collect together and sit and have breakfast together and chat and
Okay.
laugh together and no time.
So there's no time for this breakfast, okay?
Yes.
And what about the things you'll have?
I prefer the buffet type.
So it's like a buffet breakfast.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We all chat and happy and
Okay. It sounds like a nice breakfast. Sounds like a good breakfast. What about the place? Would you like to choose a place, a specific place for this breakfast?
in our garden, my father.
Okay, so in your garden, that's a nice place. Okay. Okay, so this is a very nice and personal example. It's a good one. Let's see if Rashid and Kilani also have ideas for a perfect breakfast. Okay. Who would like to talk? Kilani, Rashid?
Me.
Okay, go ahead, Kilani.
With my friends on the sea. It's 9 o'clock. We have some coffee. We have some coffee and eggs and some juice, orange juice.
Mhm.
طالبان.
This also sounds like a good breakfast. On the beach, with friends. All right, that's a good one. Okay, what about Rashid? What would your perfect breakfast be?
Now I don't know, but maybe Sida and Milud.
Okay, so it's asida. I like asida, it's very nice. Do you like it? Please don't tell me you like it with honey.
With honey and
And also with drop.
yes.
Okay, but keep in mind that with honey it's not very good. With drop it's always better, right?
No.
Okay, all right. So, but it's with drop it's better. Even if you disagree, this is a fact, of course. Okay, all right. So your perfect breakfast is asida, maybe with honey or maybe with drop. Okay, good. And what time is the perfect time to have this? What time?
The morning.
In the morning? Is there a specific hour or any hour in the morning? Which hour do you think is better?
9 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
Okay, so it's early morning. Okay, 9, 8, good. And what about who would you like to join you? Who are you with in this perfect breakfast?
Family.
Sorry?
With my family.
With your family.
Yes.
Okay. That's also a good example. All right, so the idea here, لما يقول لكم imagine معناها أطلق العنان للخيال. This is the idea. So you can imagine anything usually. This is the idea. Okay, so let's move on. Now we have some exercises for Unit 4. These are some good exercises because it's a revision for everything we studied in Unit 4, okay? So let's start with the first exercise. This is a matching exercise. We want to match the verbs to the words or the phrases, all right? So here we have play. So we use play for tennis. We play tennis and we play football, right? What about listen? What do we listen?
Music.
DVD or sport on TV.
Do we listen to DVDs?
Music. The radio.
I agree.
Listen, yes, listen.
Yeah, we listen to music and we listen to the radio.
Watch DVD and sport.
Correct. We watch DVDs and we watch sports on TV. What about take, Rashid? What do we use it for?
Photos.
Right. Okay, go. How do we use go?
Running.
Running
Right.
and dance.
Correct. Yeah, so we always use go for ing activities, right? Go swimming, go dancing, go hiking, go shopping, right? If you have an ing activity, you should use go. Okay. The read, how do we use read?
Books, magazines.
Yes, we read books, magazines, articles, newspapers. Okay, good. All right, so here I want you to talk about these sentences, but I want you to use always, sometimes, often, never, and I want you to talk about these things. So for example, if I want to talk, I would say, I never play tennis. I usually listen to music. I sometimes watch sport on television. I always take photos. I never go running. I sometimes read books and magazines. Okay? So here I'd like you to talk about these activities using always, sometimes, never, often, usually, hardly ever. Okay, so I'd like you to use these words. Okay, Kilani, would you like to tell us about yourself?
Okay, I always play football. I sometimes listen to music. I always watch sport on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes take photos.
Mm-hmm.
I usually go running.
Uh-huh.
I usually read books.
Nice. Okay. Okay. What about you, Najat?
I hardly ever play tennis, football.
Mm-hmm.
I never ever listen to music.
You never listen to music?
No,
Okay.
I had watch. I always watch DVDs, but about my career, my work.
Uh-huh. So work-related videos.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
or English or something related to human resources.
Uh-huh. I see.
My favorite.
Yeah. Something related to your career and work and educational.
My favorite, yes, my hobby.
Uh-huh.
Sport
good.
hardly ever, never ever. I really like fish. Really like. I sometimes take photos.
Mm-hmm.
I go running. I usually go running, dancing now. I always read books, magazines. No.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Rashid, tell us a little bit about yourself and about these activities.
I usually play football
Mm-hmm.
and usually listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
Usually watch DVDs.
Okay, can you use another word other than usually? You can use always, sometimes, you can use often, you can use never, you can use hardly ever.
I sometimes take photos.
Okay.
Sometimes go running and never read books and magazines.
Okay. All right, so here we just want to practice using frequency adverbs, always, sometimes, often, never, to talk about your habits. This is the idea, okay? Now, number two here we have the S, the ES, or the nothing to verbs. So here, of course, we're talking about present simple in exercise number 2. And here you have to decide, are we using he, she, it, or are we using you, they, we, right? So it depends. If you're using I, you, we, they, of course, we don't add anything to the verb. But if you're using he, she, it, you have to change the verb a little bit, okay? So this means you have 3 options. Use S, use ES, or use nothing, okay? All right, so number 2, Najat, you can do number 2.
Add plays golf on Sundays.
That's correct.
With add S.
Yes. Okay, and the next one, Kilani.
My sister lives in the USA.
Correct.
Addis.
And Rashid, the next one, number 4.
Joe and Liz works at home.
Okay. Do you want to use S or ES or nothing here?
S.
Why?
No.
Look.
We have Joe and Liz, right?
Yes.
And Joe and Liz, is it he, she?
Plural.
It's plural. Yeah, it's plural. So this means Joe and Liz. Which subject can we use? لو مثلا
Yes.
لو بتنحي الجو and Liz وبتحط بدلهم subject pronoun، هل بنحطه he ولا بنحطه she ولا بنحطه it ولا بنحطه I ولا you ولا they ولا أما واحدة تكون بديل عليهم. Which one do you think?
They.
Correct. They. And how do we use they with verbs? Do we say they work or do we say they works?
Works.
I-
They
I-
works.
Are you sure?
Not very much.
All right. So the idea in present simple, Rashid, if you want to use present simple, we only add s or es only if we use he, she, it. فقط. Okay? So if we use he or she or it أو بديل عليهم يعني اسم واحد مفرد، مثلا لما نقول راشد works at home هيك صح، ولا راشد studies online لأن راشد بديل لهي. عرفت الفكرة؟
إيه.
أو مثلا نقول نجاة learns ولا نجاة likes human resource books likes. You know, نجاة is a she. لكن في المثال هذا عندنا جو وليز مع بعضهم together. وزي ما قلت لي أنت they صح ولا؟ If you're using they, we don't change the verb. There's no change to the verb. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so can you repeat number 4?
Joe and Liz work at home.
Very good. وعلاش درنا work المرة هذه؟
لأن ما فيش هي ولا شيء.
Correct. مش شرط حتى هي ولا شيء. ما فيش حتى اسم بروحه. فرضا okay. I have a question. مثلا راشد لو نقولوا أن كان الquestion قال لك مثلا هيك بس قال لك جو ما فيش ليز، كيف هتكون إجابتك؟
Joe works at home.
Very good. بالضبط. لأن جو هيك ولد شي، لكن لما معاها صاحبتها هم زوز مع بعض ومع الشي بيصبحوا they. Okay? Do you get the idea؟ وضحت الفكرة هنا.
إيه.
Very nice. Okay, Kilani, can you do number 5?
Yes.
Okay, what's the answer to number 5?
She goes out a lot.
Very good. Okay, خلينا نكتب حتى إجاباتك من الأولاد. And goes, is it E or is it ES or is it, what do we put? Right, that's correct. So we have plays, we have lives, we have nothing here. And then we have ES, she goes. All right. Okay, Najat, next one, number 6.
Tim's parents like jazz.
All right, so we use...
Because parents like him.
Correct. Good. Number 7, Rashid.
Our class start at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Now class. What is class? Is it a he or a she or an it or a they or a we or a شنو محلها class? Our class.
Can you repeat the...
Okay, so the question, our class. صح ولا؟ لو نبي نبدلها class ما نبيكش تستعمل class، نبي نستعمل بدلها فاعل، يعني نستعمل بدلها subject. شنو هم subjects اللي نقدر نستعملهم؟ نكتبهم لك. هو عندك يا إما بتستعمل he، يا إما she، يا إما it، يا إما they، يا إما we، يا إما I or you. هم هذا واحدة منهم. يعني واحدة منهم بتحل محل الكلاس، صح ولا؟ مثلا لما نحو كلاس نبيك تحط واحدة منها معه. شو حتختار لي منهم أنت؟
we.
هل الكلاس فصل كلاس هل الكلاس وي او احنا نتكلم على الفصل نفسه؟
إيه.
ما نتكلموش عن الناس اللي فيه، نتكلموا على الحصة في حد ذاتها. يعني الحصة، نتكلم عن الحصة، هي حصتنا، لكن الحصة، هل عاقل ولا غير عاقل؟
عاقل.
تمام. and what do we use بالنسبة لغير العاقل؟ صح ولا راشد؟ يعني كلاس مثلا نبدلها كلاس نقوله كار مثلا. لو بتبدل كار شو بتبدلها باش؟ اما واحدة من السبجكت pronouns. شو رأيك؟ لا كار، لو كار بروحها one car باش حتبدلها؟ بتبدلها ب it، صح ولا؟
يس.
لأن الإت اللي هي بديل على الشيء المفرد الغير عاقل. مثلا أنا بنتكلم مثلا عن القطوس اللي أنت بنقول my cat is ولا my cat. خلينا نكتب مثال نكتبه في مكان غادي قريب. Okay, so I can say my cat sleeps a lot. تمام. شوفي المثال هذا my cat sleeps. Can you see it راشد؟
يس.
Okay, my cat sleeps a lot. لو مثلا نبي نغير my cat بنغيرها بواحدة من الضمائر هذه اللي هي she, it, they, we, I, you. لو بنبدلها أما واحدة حنحط بدلة. هل بنقول she ولا he ولا it ولا they؟ شو في رأيك؟ أما أحسن. تمام. it أحسن واحدة لأنها تعتبر غير عاقل. يعني it sleeps a lot. طبعا أنت لو أنا قلت لك it sleeps a lot أكيد أنا نقصد على الكات متاعي، صح ولا؟ it sleeps a lot.
إيه.
فمثلا لو تقول لي do you have a cat؟ نقول لك yes I have a cat. It sleeps a lot. مش داعي، ما فيش داعي نقول لك my cat sleeps a lot مرة ثانية، نقول لك it بدلها خلاص. عرفت الفكرة؟
إيه.
Alright. So the idea here this means في الأسئلة اللي هو بتاع ال present simple لما يجيك سؤال لازم أنت بتكون تختار بتختار التصريف الصحيح بناء على السبجكت اللي جاك. يعني our class الناون هذا لازم تتخيل في خيالك شن بديل لها الناون هذه، كيف تقدر تبدلها بضمير. هل هي plural؟ هل هي singular؟ عاقل غير عاقل؟ زي ما درنا في مثال رقم 4 جو and Liz. تتذكر جو and Liz؟ مش انت قلت لي they لان هم جمع مع بعضهم، صح ولا؟ they. فلما حطينا بدله they طبعا في القاعده they ما فيهاش تغيير، ما نحطوش لا اس لا اي اس لا شيء. اوكي. لكن لما درنا مثلا وينها نمبر 2 اد لانه يعتبر هي اسم ولد، صح ولا مثلا راشد plays golf on Sundays. So Rashid is a he, so we have to put s with the verb. Okay, so our class starts. لأن class يعتبر كأنه it. عرفت كيف؟ فأنت ديما قبل ما تجاوب.
excuse me. نقدر نغيرها لدي.
شنو هي؟
لو كانت
نقدر
جمع.
نقول our classes.
لو كانت جمع our classes correct صح.
هي على الأول هذا مش عارف يسمون فيهم ضمائر الملكية.
الأول هي possessive adjectives. لأنك
نقول أول ونقدر نديروا دار ولا classes.
حتى our classes صح. الpossessive adjective ماليش علاقة في البلورال أو السنجلر، عرفتي؟ يعني سواء قلتها في البلورال أو السنجلر it's the same. our car our cars ما تفرقش، هي الأور قاعدة زي ما هي. لكن صح كلامكم، لو كانت الكلاس plural our classes معناها بيعتبروا they. في الحالة هذه بنعتبرهم كأنهم they، صح ولا؟ ولما نعتبرهم they طبعا مش حنزيدوا لا اس لا اي اس. عرفت الفكرة كيف يا راشد؟ الاس والاي اس الا لو انت استعملت it ولا هي ولا شيء بالضبط، او بدائلهم. شو معناها بدائلهم؟ مثلا يعطيك حاجه غير عاقله مفرد، يعطيك اسم ولد، يعطيك اسم بنت، صح ولا؟ في الحاله هذه بتعتبرهم انت كانهم هي ولا شيء ولا it، وبتطبق عليهم القاعدة. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now we want to make this into negative. All right. So for example, number 1 and 2, Kilani, 3 and 4, Najat, and the rest, Rashid. Okay. So you can start, Kilani. Make them into negative.
My kids don't watch TV a lot.
Mhm.
It doesn't play golf on Sundays.
All right. That's good. Okay. Number 3, Najat. Can you do number 3?
My sister doesn't live in the USA.
Mhm. And the
Joe
next
and
one?
Liz don't work at home.
Good. Okay, now negative, Rashid. How do we change this to negative? She goes out a lot.
She don't go out a lot.
Okay, now عندنا الشي والهي والإت نفس القصة حتى هما بيختلفوا معاش don't شنو نقولوا؟
Doesn't.
لأنها هي شي فحنستعمله doesn't ونفس الشيء للهي ونفس الشيء للإت. Okay? Okay, so number 5.
Infinitive.
Can you say it again? No, number 5. Rashid.
She doesn't go out a lot.
Very good. She doesn't go out a lot. وش درت للفعل؟ رجعتها زي ما كان ولا ما عادش خليت للاي اس نحيتها في النيجاتيف صح ولا؟
ايه.
That's correct. صح. Okay, number 6.
Tim's parents don't like jazz.
Very good. Don't like jazz. لأن they نستعملونها don't. Very good. Okay, number 7.
Our class doesn't start at 6 o'clock.
Very nice. Correct. صح. That's correct. Okay. So here let's check our next question. نشوف الquestion اللي بعده. So here write sentences for you with these phrases. I love, I really like, I quite like is okay. Okay, let's do this. Let's hear Kilani's answers. Can you do for example, you don't have to do 7, you can do 3 for example. Can you do 3? وتقدر تختار عشوائي مش شرط تديهم كلهم ورا بعض.
Okay.
تختار I love, I hate, تخلط يعني. So choose only 3, okay?
Okay, I love play football.
Again, I love
play foot. I love playing football.
Very nice, good, excellent. I love playing football.
I really like reading. I really like writing. Yes.
Okay, that's good.
I like.
What about something?
I like driving.
Okay, what about something you don't like?
I don't like. بس نسيت ايش معناها بالانجليزي. Drawing. Yeah. I don't like drawing.
Drawing. I don't like drawing. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. زيد لنا واحدة. I hate. Eh?
I hate dogs.
I hate dogs. Okay. Okay. All right, Najat. Let's hear your sentences, and you can mix. مش ضروري تمشي في الترتيب.
Love traveling abroad.
Okay, I love traveling abroad.
I really like householding.
What does this mean, householding?
Householding?
You mean housework?
Yeah.
Doing house.
Yes.
You can say doing house chores. يستعمل في كلمة اسمها chores.
Chores. Yes. I forget.
I really like doing house chores. Do you like cleaning the dishes and cleaning the house and making lunch and these things? Do you like them?
Yes.
That's strange. Most girls don't.
Running from the work.
You're the perfect wife. Okay. Doing the house chores. So I
Chores.
really chores. اللي هي المهام المنزلية اللي هي هذه التنظيف، تجهيز المنزل، ترتيب المنزل، تطبيق الحوايج، الحاجات هذه كلهم يعتبروا فيها chores, house chores.
I taught householding.
الهاوسهولد اللي ما عادة يستعمل فيه كيونت عادة في الدراسات الاجتماعية وكذا في استبيانات. household مثلا how many households in this neighborhood have a dog. يعني زي الحوش والعائلة اللي فيه عادة هيك. هذه طريقة يستعمل فيها household. لكن كمهام هذه الحاجات يقولوا لها house chores. Okay. All right.
I like going out with friends.
Mm-hmm. Tell us something you don't like or something you hate.
I hate gossiping. I hate.
You hate what? Sorry?
Gossiping.
Gossiping. You hate gossiping. Yeah. Can you explain to us what gossiping means in English? So maybe Kilani and Rashid will understand it. What do you mean by gossiping?
When you talk about the others and don't respect the people and say bad things about them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what do we call gossiping in Arabic, Rashid?
What?
Gossiping, what does it mean in Arabic? The translation in Arabic, gossiping.
عنصرية.
Not exactly. Okay, can you explain it again? Listen to Najat's explanation.
Okay. When I talk with someone or with about the people in bad way.
And do you say this in front of them or not in front of them?
Like talkative.
Sometimes yes, in front.
Okay. Usually it's not in front of them. If we say gossip, usually it means behind their backs. So it's usually it's not in front of them. This is the meaning of gossip.
But sometimes it happens.
You mean it happens in front of you?
Yes.
But they're not talking about you. They're talking about someone else in front of you.
But indirectly.
Indirectly. No, that's another thing. If they're talking indirectly about you, it's not exactly gossip.
Yes.
They call that, you can say just being rude, you can say, but it doesn't have, I don't think it has a specific word in English, but gossip is almost always behind backs. So the person they're talking about doesn't know about this until maybe he hears it from someone else. So what sorry, Kilani?
Talkative ولا حاجة زي تو في كلمة هيك.
Talkative.
Yes.
It's a bit different. Talkative is a general thing. Talkative, it's just someone who talks a lot. This is the meaning of talkative. Yeah, yes, correct. Someone who talks a lot. It's not a good thing, but it's not a big problem. But gossiping is a bigger problem. Gossiping, it means you're talking about other people and they're not here to defend themselves. You're talking about them in a bad way. Maybe what you're saying is not true. You get the idea? So what do we call this, Rashid, in Arabic? When you talk about someone behind their backs?
In Arabic or in Libyan?
In both, in Arabic, Libyan.
I think Gurma.
Is that right, Najat?
Yes.
Yes, you're right, Rashid. That's Gurma or Namima or Ghaiba or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Okay, very nice. So you hate gossiping. All right, Rashid, tell us a little bit about yourself. Things you love, things which are okay, and things you hate, for example.
I love swimming. I really like drive car in off-road.
Okay, driving off-road cars or driving road cars and driving off-road cars.
Yes. I don't like stay in home.
Okay, I don't like staying at home.
I hate electricity engineer.
I hate electricity engineers. That's a good one. Me too. I hate them too. Yes. Electricity engineers. Let's write that. That's a good one. I hate electricity engineers. And you used it correctly. صح؟ طريقة استعمالك صح. Electricity engineers. Engineers. So the idea here, Rashid, لكن الأولاد كانوا لازم تستعمل لهم ing. يعني I like driving off-road. I like swimming. I hate staying at home. لأن القاعدة تقول يا إما verb ing لما تقول هذا طبعا لما نستعمله hate, love, like عرفت مجموعة من الكلمات اللي بيجي بعدها you have to say verb ing زي swimming ولا driving okay or تستعمل noun زي اللي هو مثالك الأخير ده أنت استعملت فيه noun. I hate electricity طبعا المفروض يكون plural لأن احنا نتكلم بصفة عامة. I hate electricity engineers. All right?
All right.
Good example. Okay, very nice, very nice. So we can move to our next exercise in number 4. Let's see this. So make question. This is a good question. This is WH and yes, no questions for present simple. Okay, so here in number 4, in exercise 4, we have a mix. Some of the questions are yes, no, but some of them are WH questions. So you have to decide which one is WH, which one is yes, no. How do we know which one is WH and which one is yes, no? How do we know, Kilani?
Question mark.
All of them have question marks. So my question is, how do you know if it's yes, no question or if it's WH question?
If you found a question mark, it's not yes or no question.
But yes, no questions also have question marks.
Start with do and does, it's yes or no. If it
Exactly.
start with
Najat.
It's WH.
Okay.
That's right, Najat. Yes. Okay, so so we want to put them in the correct order, okay? Because they're not in the correct order. So we want to organize them and put them in the correct order. Can you do number 2 and maybe you could do number 2, Kilani.
What food does he like?
Nice. Okay. Next one, Najat.
Does he like shopping for clothes?
Good, good. And the next one, Rashid. Number 4.
What he do at the weekend?
But we also have does. You have to use all the words.
What does he do at the weekend?
That's right. What does he do at the weekend? This is the right answer. Okay, Kilani, number 5.
What music does he like?
Good. And number 6, Najat.
Does he like animals?
All right, good. Okay, so this is how we make yes, no questions with present simple.
Yes,
Okay.
في yes or no question أنا بنقول WH قلت question mark.
Yeah. قلنا خير يقول question mark أنا استغربنا. Okay. So here, take turns to ask and answer the questions. Don't look at page 32. You can skip it. Now, number 5. Work in pairs. You have a restaurant, choose a name, and write the menu. This is a good one. Compare the menus. Which restaurant has the best food? Okay, so let's do this together. Let's imagine we want to open a restaurant, okay? So what should we have in our restaurant? So I'm going to help you open the restaurant.
About the menu or about the place?
About we want to choose a name for our restaurant, and we also want to choose the items in the menu, the things we are going to make for our customers.
In Paris.
Okay, you want to call the restaurant in Paris. Is this the name of the restaurant or the place?
The place.
Okay. It doesn't really say where it is here, but
Choose.
but for example, let's say the restaurant is in Paris, no problem. So let's imagine we are all in Paris and we want to open
Number 5 ولا؟
Yeah, number 5. Here هنا انت شكلك قريت Paris قريتها Paris. Work in pairs. Together, 2 together. All right? So it's not
Yes.
it's not Paris. So هنا pairs يعني انت وزميلك هيك يقصدوا يعني work in pairs. So you have a restaurant, choose a name for it and write the menu. So what should we call the restaurant?
Macmillan.
Macmillan? Do you want to call it Macmillan, Rashid? Let's call it Rashid. Maybe you're the head chef. Do you like to make food? Do you like to eat food?
Yes.
خلاص, you can be the owner of the restaurant. We can call it Rashid, okay? So Rashid is a nice restaurant. What kind of food should we make in this restaurant? Italian food, Japanese, Libyan. What do you want? Fast food, normal food, spicy food.
Libyan food.
Okay, so it's Libyan food. Okay, what do you want to have? Traditional Libyan food. Okay, good. What should our menu have? The things that our menu should have. What are they? Kilani, would you like to include something in the menu? Something traditional from Libya.
Yes, pizza.
Pizza, is it traditional?
Libya.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
nowadays.
But it's not Libyan.
We made it more than Italian.
I don't know. I think, but it's Italian, so we cannot call it traditional.
In the origin.
Yeah, this is the idea. When you say traditional, it has to be in origin from your country.
Yeah.
So we can only include Libyan food.
Couscous and bazin.
Couscous, yeah. So we can have couscous, okay.
Asban.
We can have bazin. We can have asban.
Pasta with the fish.
Pasta with fish. It's not exactly Libyan, but it's okay. I think we can include it.
فواكه البحر.
You can say seafood. But is this Libyan?
Seafood.
Is this Libyan?
Hraimi, yes, fish soup.
Yeah, maybe with hraimi, with the Libyan sauce. You could say sauce or salsa, maybe. Okay, so this is Libyan, yes.
And asida.
And asida.
Open it from 9, include the breakfast.
Breakfast, so asida can be in breakfast, but it has to be with rub, because honey is not very good with
nobody
asida.
will come. We made more than one opportunity with honey and with olive oil and sugar.
So we have different options, right? Different kinds of asidas. We should make one with olive oil, another one with butter, maybe one with sugar, one with honey, one with rub, right?
Yes.
I think that's good. All right, okay. So let's imagine I'm a customer, and let's imagine Rashid is maybe a waiter or an owner there. So what should you tell me when I come to the restaurant?
Welcome.
Welcome, correct. بعدها بعد ما تقولي welcome تبي تستني بتقول لي شنو تبي تطلب أو شنو نطلب لك أو كيف حتقولها لي؟
welcome for our rest.
تمام. welcome to our restaurant. Okay, let's listen to Rashid. Let's say وأنت تبي تعزمني بتقول لي شنو تبي تاخذ شنو
What would you like to eat? What would you like to eat? What would you...
Can you say it, Rashid?
What would you like to eat?
تمام. تقدر تقولي what would you like to eat. مو مثلا لو أنا نقول لك I don't know فأنت تبدأ تقترح لي بتقول لي هل دبي تجرب الكسكسي مثلا دبي تجرب فرضا أنا أجنبي جاي أول مرة اللي تقول لي دبي تجرب العصيدة دبي تجرب. كيف بتقولي دبي تجرب كيف حتقولها؟
We have
would you like to try عصيدة.
أبغى خلينا نسمع متاع
nice couscous.
we have nice couscous. هذه طريقة بعد. باي تقدر تديرها لي بالود تضيفني أو يعني زي ما تقول تختخني هيك تقول لي دبي تجرب الكسكس. كيف تقولها لي؟
Would you like to
هي هذه would you like to جرب كسكسي. كيف بقولها؟
try to have some couscous.
Okay. Would you like to try the couscous? Would you like to try the asida? Would you like to try our haraimi? We have very good haraimi. صح ولا راشد؟
صح.
معناها تقدر تقول بالطريقتين. تقدر تدير بال WH question what would you like? welcome. What would you like? فمثلا الزبون هذا او الاجنبي هذا مش عارف شيء هو في المنيو اللي بيجيك وخلاص فبيقول لك I don't know. فانت تبدا تدي له في الاقتراحات تقدر تقول له we have كذا تسمي له would you like to try would you like to try it مثلا زي في البدايه we have very nice couscous we have good couscous would you like to try it ولا تقدر حتى من الاول تقدر تقول له would you like to try our couscous would you like to try our عصيده would you like to اوكي فحتى هذا يعتبر سؤال للتضييف. باي مثلا النجاة فرضا انت زبونه دائما لمطعم راشد وظابطه كل شيء ودبي تطلبي شو بتقولي للستاف اللي يخدم غادي مثلا هي تو غادي ويتر نخدم وجاتك بنقول لك hello welcome نجاة what would you like to have today?
I'd like
وتسمي لي
have soup.
I'd like to have soup. باي هذه طريقة. باي بعدين انت جاي معاك حتى هو الكيلاني حتى هو من الزبائن الدائمين. لكن الكيلاني بيطلب لك ما بيش يستعمل نفس كلمتك اللي هي I'd like. شنو حيقول؟
Can I have
صح. Can I have. شنو تاني عندنا can I have عندنا I'd like. في أظني واحدة ثالثة بالطلب ولا؟ لا هم هذول الأساسيات. So you can use can I have or you can say I'd like. Okay. Is it clear راشد عرفت الطريقة اللي تطلب بها أنت في الأول أعطيناك أنت للضيف بتقول what would you like to have وتقدر حتى تقترح would you like to have كسكسي would you like to try كسكسي would you like to have بزين would you like to try بزين تقدر تقول لك. لكن في حالة تطلبت كيف حتقول مثلا فرضا أنت بنعكس الوضع فرضا أنت مشيت تو لمطعم نجاة ولا مطعم الكيلاني فهي ودبي تطلب المطعم بتاع نجاة كلها حلويات فهي بتطلب مثلا حاجة كريب ولا ما نعرفش maybe شنو عندك في مطعمك أنا نجاة حكيني.
I have all the kind of sweets.
All kinds of sweets. She has all kinds of sweets. What do you like?
Just order and all the order will.
You can order anything. She has everything.
I would like to try full crepe.
Very nice. Good. هيك الطريقة صحيحة السؤال صح. I'd like to try the full crepe. Good. مثلا فرضا انت خلاص كملت الكريب بتاعك وعبيتها راشد وتبي تسأل الفاتورة كيف تسأل الفاتورة شو بتقولها؟
Can I have the bill, please?
The bill.
بالضبط. Can I have the bill, please? Can I have the bill? بتطلب البيل بعدين بيجيك الصدمة لما تطلب البيل. أول مرة آخر مرة تمشي مطعم Okay, so nice, that's good. So هنا الفكرة كلها مجرد اللي هي مراجعة نوريكم الدرس هذا اللي هي قصة الطلبات. كيف تطلب ب would you like ولو تقدر طبعا هي مش كاتبينها هنا what would you like لأن هنا هو مبينها ك yes no question بس would you like to order now. لكن تقدر أنت تحولها هذا حتى ب
معلش
WH question.
دكتور
نعم.
نقدر نديرو هنا المفاصلة ولا مش عارفة ولا لا يجوز في الريستورانت؟
في الريستورانت عادة لا، اللي هو البارجنينج قصدك ولا في السعر؟ لا، في الريستورانت بارجنينج اللي هو انك تقعد تفاصل فيه، هذه عادة ما يدروش فيها الا في الاوبن ماركتس اللي هي عندك انت سوق مفتوح اللي هو اوبن اير ماركت، اللي هو زي مثلا سانداي ماركت. عندهم حاجة اسمها الفلي ماركت في بريطانيا. الفلي ماركت اللي هو الحاجات المستعملة كلها تلقاها السكند هاند. فهنا تقدر تفاصل مثلا يقول لك 5 pounds تقولي له مثلا I'll take 2 for 8 pounds وتستنيه يرد عليك. مرات يقول لك اوكي، مرات يقول لك no sorry it's 5 pounds عادي يعني.
لكن ما عجبنيش الأكل قصدي، نقدر نقول قصدي كيف بتصير العملية؟
تخليه وخلاص تقول I'd like a refund I didn't like it it's not good. هم عادة لو كان مطعم راقي وقلتي مثلا it's not good ولا فيها مشكلة فعلا ولا مثلا there's hair it's cold
مثل meat uncooked حاجة
مثلا it's uncooked.
هل بتصير هناك في مطاعم ليبيا؟
لا هنا في مطاعم ليبيا وعندك ما تديش بتديري، ما عندكش عقد الزبون هنا، ما فيش كاستمر رايتس اصلا، ما عندناش ثقافة مستهلك هنا في ليبيا. فبتجي في زبون واضح اكيد الموضوع. لكن في الخارج لا، في الخارج عندهم الكاستمر is always right. ثقافة العكس، الكاستمر هو اللي في موضع قوة، هو اللي بيفرض سعر الشيء، هو اللي بيدير الريتنج للمكان، هو اللي سمعة المكان معتمدة على الريفيو بتاع الكاستمر عكس عكاز. فغادي تقدري تقولي مثلا I'm sorry it's too cold. فهو انت لو كان مطعم كويس خاصة لو انت زبونة بروحها الجرسون بيجري بها ويجيب لك حاجة تانية وبيقعد يغير يردوا فيك غيرش ندبي لو لقيتي فيها حاجة ولا مثلا uncooked ولا اي مشكله بيبدا شندبي يعطيك مرات بالبلاش زوز، مرات بيحاولوا بقدر الامكان يردوك في عدد المطاعم الكبيره يعني. This is usually how it works. فبالنسبه للطلبات هنا عندك الحاجه الوحيده اللي ناقص اللي هي what، سؤال بالوات يعني what would you like to order. عرفتي لو انت بتبي لو ان الويتر يبيك يعني تسمي الحاجات اللي انت تبي تطلبها what would you like to order. فأنا بنقول مثلا I'd like a margarita, a tuna salad, I'd like a bottle of mineral water and a coffee please مثلا. alright. فهذه كان بالنسبة للطلبات. أعتقد ممكن نقدر نخش سؤال أخير قبل ما نكمل. أوكي هنا سؤال هذا خلينا نطلعه، هاي مجموعة كلمات قبل ما نكمل. So we want to find 15 words كلهم لهم علاقة بالfood and drink. خلينا نشوف كان نقدر نطلع 15. Can you find 15 words?
cheese.
Cheese, okay.
vegetable.
apple.
When vegetables?
An
Biscuits
apple
شبحتها.
under the cheese.
An apple under the cheese. Good. By vegetables وين شبحتها يا كناني؟ vegetables
على اليمين.
بالطول صح. هذه vegetables. شنو تاني هاي؟ تطلعنا توا.
coffee.
Coffee وين coffee؟ Let me see. Coffee هاي شبحتها. What else do we have?
soup.
Soup هاي شبحتها. I can see it.
tea.
milk بعد الكوفي.
Where's tea? هي شبحتها. Okay, tea.
Rice.
milk بعدها.
Where's milk?
After coffee.
It's also vertical. حتى يعبدي vertical. Okay.
Banana second vertical.
Banana, yes, correct. Rice وين شبحتها يا راشد؟
Rice, yes.
Horizontal for biscuits. Correct. في واحدة مش شبحتوهاش انتوا، ترى قولوا لي وين meat.
آخر ميت
قبل الأخير يعني.
بالأخير.
correct. أعتقد إن في واحدة ثانية. egg. When egg?
The left.
On the left.
Yeah. اللي فيها double G.
vertically. Horizontal eggs.
Horizontal.
Above the rice.
صح. Okay, yes. Okay, I think we found all of them. 1, 2, 3,
Toast.
4, 5.
Toast.
Toast. Where's toast, Kilani? Yeah, هي لقيتها. اسمع كلها جانا. Okay. ما عادش في أعتقد غيرك. Eggs, tea, coffee. I think these are all the words. All right. ضلنا هذا المرة الجاية and we'll do it next time اللي هو which ones are countable and which ones are uncountable. Okay, so bread is uncountable. What about sausages? Countable, uncountable?
Countable.
Countable.
Okay. Cheese?
Uncountable.
Uncountable.
Good. Bananas? Banana?
Countable.
Countable.
Correct. Egg?
Countable.
Countable.
Yes. Rice?
Uncountable.
Countable.
Biscuits?
Countable.
Countable.
Good. Vegetables?
Both.
أعتقد تمشي both أكثر. Meat?
Uncountable.
Uncountable.
Good. Toast?
Uncountable.
Countable.
Correct. Countable ولا uncountable toast?
Uncountable.
Uncountable. Apple?
Countable.
Countable.
Correct. فضلت coffee and tea and soup.
Uncountable.
Coffee.
Exhibit coffee.
Coffee. If you say a coffee in a cafe, you mean cup. It's okay. The same thing. حتى tea. I'd like a tea. لو قلتها أنت في ممكن في مقهى ممكن تلفني. Okay. But لكن بصفة عامة يعتبروا uncountable. Milk?
Uncountable.
Uncountable.
Yeah. And soup?
Uncountable.
Correct. Very good. Okay, so our next lesson we'll talk. نشوف على السريع موضوع next lesson. So we'll talk a little bit about there is, there are, and we'll talk about homes, different homes, city. هنتكلم عن cities حاجات. Okay, so it's a nice lesson. All right, so thank you for your time. I'll see you next time. Also بالنسبة للصفحة تعديلات صفحة ممكن تكلمت لكم من قبل عليها اللي هي موضوع السيتنجز. ديما تغيروا السيتنجز ديروها سي فيرست اللي بتشوف من اعدادات المتابعة هتلقوا ديفولت وعندك سي فيرست وانفولو. فديروا سي فيرست تلقاها في اعدادات الصفحة. لو تخش انت تدير كليك في زي جهة. خلينا نوريكم. ماني ما تطلعليش كان حتى نوريكم بدي لكم شير سكرين مش حتطلع لي لان انا صاحب الصفحه ما تطلعش. لكن مثلا انت تخش لاي صفحه انت مشترك فيها تلقى زي اعدادات المتابعه تلقى زي مكان تدير عليه كليك فاصلة 3 نقطتك لي. ممكن تنديرها في فيديو توضيحي ونشرح عليه مرة ثانية.
مور.
نعم.
مور.
انت تخش
مثلا.
مثلا.
مور تقريبا هي الاضافات.
في ميتينج سيتنجز.
لا مش في الزوم. ما نتكلمش انا في الزوم.
في الفيس.
في الفيسبوك ندوي على الصفحة في الفيسبوك. مش في الزوم. مش في الزوم. لا في الفيسبوك. انا كلنا نتكلم عليه في الفيسبوك مش في الزوم. في الصفحة نفسها في الدكتور سوز. لأن شو يصير أكثر مرة نحط في إعلانات مرات ظروف طارئة مرات ما فيش نت مرات حاجة زي هذه فما توصلش للطلبة. مشكلة هذه بالذات لما يبدأ الطالب مشترك زيك مثلا زيكم طلبة مشتركين يعني في الكورس مثلا لا قدر الله حصل جاية عندي مشكلة ما فيش نت ما فيش كذا فأنا ديما قبلها بساعة مرات قبلها بنص ساعة لو ما قدرتش كيف إن نكتب فنكتب عليها قبلها. فلو انت مش مداير اعدادات المتابعه سي فيرست اول باول مش حيطلع لك في الفيسبوك بتاعك في الفيد عرفتوا؟ مش حيطلع لك في هاتفك إلا اللي هو المنشور، فأنت تقعد تستنى ما تعرفش شو صاير، وأنا نبدأ كاتب عن الموضوع. صارت لنا الجمعة هذه في المحادثة، عرفت الفكرة؟
إيه.
فبعدين شوفوها، لو ما عرفتوش بعدين كلموني على البريد يعني، لكن حاولوا ديروها، هذه تمنع ان المنشورات كلها بحيث تشوفها اي حاجه نكتبها تطلع لك يعني. اوكي. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for your time, and see you next time. Okay, so good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Good night. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, Najat. Bye bye.